Hey guys, welcome back, and let's just get this out of the way first. Now, we've already defeated the Pursuer, so the boss that we're about to encounter here is entirely optional, as the boat does take you to the Lost Bastille, as well as, after you defeat the Pursuer, it takes you over to the Lost Bastille. So, if you defeat the Pursuer, and you investigate the Crow's Nest, and it takes you over to the Lost Bastille, it takes you to a different bonfire in a slightly different area. This way takes you to the Lost Bastille the, well, quote-unquote, regular way. So, as I mentioned, this is a completely optional boss. So, let's get moving. So we're just making our way to the boss now. And I reckon I might need to use some repair powder. Let's have a look. How many repair powders do we have? Where is it? There it is. We got 2. May as well, just in case. Didn't repair the sword all the way. Yar, there be booty in the ship. No, not that booty. Alright. Let's get this over and done with. So, the Flexile Sentry itself isn't that difficult. The only thing that makes him difficult is he does use multiple different attacks. Now, he does become a normal enemy further on in the game, where you will encounter another Flexile Sentry. What does make this fight difficult is it is on a timer. The timer being the ship is actually filling up with water. But if you're a melee class, this fight is not too difficult. Just keep kiting him around the mainsail mast of the ship here, as you see me doing, and fishing for the attacks. And we are going to get wrecked by that. Let's move out of the way. Is he going to do a third? No, we need to be very careful now, as he's below half health. He may turn. And the double overhead. No, he's doing a double thrust. Now, he can leap very long distances. He is very agile. But just be patient, as fishing him around the mainsail like this for his attacks isn't too bad. Now, movement is starting to become a bit of a problem now. Let's try and fish for another attack. He hasn't changed to swords. And we've been staggered. Please, please, please. Okay. And there goes his attacks. And he should do his thrust. There we are. Here's his double attack. So it was lucky that that came at that time. And here's double, and we'll move back in and finish him off. Totally worth it for the extra souls. And this area is totally worth it as well for all the shards that we got. And I'm glad we used that repair powder because the sword's not looking too great. Is it a trap? Not a trap. Wonderful. And we will sail to Lost Bastille. So we've arrived at the Lost Bastille at the docks. Looks like a lot of people here have tried looking for secrets. Never a good idea around water. More lifts. Now those of you would have actually noticed that little secret. This is how we do it. Should be coming up in a second. We have a scimitar and some repair powder. And there we are. More lifts. Now, if I remember right, there aren't really many enemies in this area. Don't think there's actually any secret walls or anything like that. Although some people are probably leaving stuff all over the place, as in, oh my god, secret wall. And just up here on the left is the bonfire. And we are going to travel, of course, back to Majula and do a bit more leveling up, as we will need that very soon. The herald's over here.
Is that it? To see light, however.
So we'll upgrade our Estus flasks again. And do a bunch of leveling up. Actually, before we level up, we'll get this out of the way first, as we will need this very soon. I just want to make sure that we get it while we've got enough souls.
Oh, who are you again? Oh, I'm not serious. You do have a rather pleasant scent. The type I'm quite fond of.
No worries, kitty. And we'll buy the silver cat ring. Because I knew that was pretty expensive. So, of course, there's a couple of interesting rings here. Now, the Ring of Whispers is actually quite fun. But we will get there eventually. And this is also where you can buy your Homeward Bones, your Prism Stones, your Alluring Skull, and Lloyd's Talisman. So, they're not too bad, of course. Homeward Bones are always good to use. It's like a, I guess you could call it a Hearthstone from one sense, but Alluring Skulls is a thrown item.
Satisfied?
Yes, I sure am.
I'll be around if you ever come back.
No worries, kitty cat. Now, Alluring Skulls are handy for going through tough locations and if you're not wanting to fight enemies. Alright. We'll increase our endurance a bit more. And I wonder if we can upgrade any of our swords. So we've got quite a few Titanite shards now. We can also upgrade the Hyde Knight sword. Alright. So we need 2 more shards. Let's see. We need 1 more shard. We don't quite have enough.
I'll be around.
Alright, well, we got an extra shard. So, what we'll do now... what should we do now? We'll go to the Tower apart over at the Lost Bastille. As now would be pretty much a better time than any to grab some items here. Now there is a guy around here as well. Where is he? Shh. Be quiet. Large Titanite shards, always good to grab. You prick. Fine. I thought he was going to come and get us. Here, doggy, doggy. I need to be careful because I'm pretty sure the doggies aren't too bad. And I was pretty sure that those barrels were going to be explosive. But they weren't. Let's see where our friend is up here. He looks like he's stuck. pretty sure there's a couple of items out here. There's a chest. And there's the key and the silver serpent ring. Can't remember what that key was for. It's just a very old key. Lovely. But what I do know is the silver serpent ring is something that could be quite useful early on in the game, as it increases the amount of souls that you get from killing enemies. So we will take out this Grave Lord. Now, don't be discouraged, as the first couple of Grave Lords you come up against in this area do seem rather powerful, but the ones that are further on in the Lost Bastille really aren't as powerful as you think they are. There's our friend again.
I thought that might be you. You haven't changed a bit, have you? The longer I am here, the more madness I discover. A wretched place indeed, but not without traces of its former glory. What could have caused such degradation? Ah, yes. I have not thanked you for humoring me the other day. This is for you.
Why, thank you.
I have no idea what it is. Our land of Mirror is surrounded by enemies and constantly at war. There is only one way up in Mirror. Join the Order and prove yourself in battle. My family had little fortune and no name. I had to carve out a piece of the world for myself. With two things: my sword and my loyalty to my lord. I was raised to wield a sword from birth. Life was hard, but I never gave it a second thought. I had swift success on the battlefield and quickly attained respectable stature. And then I came here to... Have you heard of the undead? These poor souls affected by the curse. An undead gradually loses his humanity until his wits degrade completely. Finally, he turns hollow and preys upon others. And a hollow can never be human again. One can skirt this wicked fate only with the help of the souls found here. Assuming, of course, that the legends are true. I can only hope that they are. I'm sorry to burden you with talk of my fate. I suppose I've grown weary these days. I'm sorry to burden you with talk of my fate.
No worries at all. Okay, so we're not going to go against the guard just yet. Bye. So that was one of the Grave Lords. That did feel a little overpowered. But as I mentioned, the rest of them aren't really all that difficult. Now this one, you want to bait him. Right, that hurt a little bit. But you want to bait him into knocking that barrel down at you to blow open that wall. Let's see. That's just someone else's summon sign. As you can see, that's locked. If you don't blow open the wall, you will not gain access to McDuff's bonfire. Now, McDuff is your friendly neighborhood blacksmith.
Oh, why can't they all be this easy? We've got a wild one here. Shape up. Shape up, I say. Oh, that's it, yes. That's the way. Dear flame, how brightly you burn. I ought to fetch a new ember. Flame, dear flame.
Alright, so we will just grab a few things out of these chests. Plenty of arrows. And 5 titanite shards. And 2 large titanite. Always very handy. Now, what we will do is we're actually going to set up McDuff. So, light your torches and light the sconce just here next to that anvil. And in doing so, next time you return, I believe McDuff will set up at his anvil. So we will travel to Majula. And as you heard, he just striked the anvil. So we will travel back to McDuff's workshop. Now just be wary, of course. This has respawned all of the enemies, of course, because we have moved.
I ought to fetch a new ember. Flame, dear flame.
So now we can open the chest that McDuff was sitting on and retrieve Craftsman's Hammer and a Twinkling Titanite. Now, McDuff at the moment will only do nothing but speak to us. We need to fletch him, or fletch. We need to fetch him a new ember, and that is on the other side of Earthen Pink, which we have not gone to yet.
I knew you'd be...
I don't think we need to do that just yet. So let's take a look. 3 of 7. We'll reinforce the Hide Knight sword, and then we'll also do that. And now we're on to large, so we'll increase the bastard sword. So as you can see, that's up to 210 now, so we're going to be doing some pretty damn good damage with that. We don't really need to upgrade anything else. So we could upgrade a little bit of our armor if we really wanted to, but it's not really worth it with the stat scaling right now. And to be honest,
I'll be around.
you can, well, you can play through Dark Souls entirely naked. So I'll leave you guys to it this time round, and I will see you next time.